Module 12, Lesson 4 deals with comparing sets of data. We're going to do some of this using our graphing calculators like we have done the previous two lessons. In other parts, we're just going to be looking at data. So let's get started. So transformations of data. To see the effect that an extra $5 per day would have on Tom's daily pay, we can find the new daily pay values and compare the measures of center and variation to the two sets of data. The new data can be found by performing linear transformation. What is that, you ask? Well, a linear transformation is an operation performed on a data set that can be written as a linear function. Remember, linear functions graph as straight lines. Tom's daily pay after a $5 bonus can be found using the equation y equals 5 plus x, where x represented his original daily pay and y represents his daily pay after the bonus. We good so far? Pretty simple so far, I think. Now, here we're going to take a look at Tom's earnings before earning the extra $5. The middle value of his daily pay was 50. Or his earnings was 50, while the mode, what he got most often, that was going to be $52. So the median middle value of all the data sets was 50, but the data set that occurred the most often was 52. We good so far? All right. Now we're going to take and look at the range. The range is going to go from $58 minus $40, which is $18. So there was an $18 range in what his daily pay was. And the mean, the average, was going to be 48.5, which would be somewhere around right here. And it can be 48.6. And his standard deviation was 4.9. 4.9 is a pretty high standard deviation when we're looking at a average of 48.6. So that strikes me as being a little bit high standard deviation. From here, we're going to take and add the extra $5 to it. When you add the extra $5, everything shifted to the right by 5. Now his median or middle value is $55. His mode is $57, up $5 from what it was before. And if we take a look at the range, interesting. The range didn't change, because when you take the 63 minus 45, you still get the same range of data values of $18. And then if we look at the mean is increased by $5. The standard deviation, however, is going to be the same. With that information, we can dig in and figure out, what do we notice? Well, we notice that each data value was translated 5 units to the right. All right, that makes sense. Therefore, the mean or average, the median or middle value, and the mode, the one that occurs most often, were all increased by 5. So what did not change? The things that, because the minimum and maximum, I should say, also increased by 5. However, the range did not change. It stayed the same, because both the minimum and maximum increased by the same amount. And the standard deviation is unchanged as well, because the amount by which each value deviated from the mean, that stayed the same. So what changed? The median, the mode, the minimum, the maximum, and the mean. All those changed. What stayed the same? The range and the standard deviation all stays the same. These results occur when any positive or negative number is added to every single value in the data set. It's always going to be the same. Mean, median, mode, and range all stay the same. Standard deviation and range changes. I think I might have repeated one of those. So let's look at some of the key concepts involving transformations using addition. If a real number k is added to every value of a data set, there's some things you can expect. First, the mean, the median, and the mode of the new data set can be found by adding k to the mean, the median, and the mode of the original data set. All you have to do is find the original, add those things to it, and you don't have to recalculate your mean, median, or mode. You just use your existing mean, median, and mode and add k to it. Next, we're going to take and, oh, that button didn't work. Click on that one. The range and your standard deviation are not going to change. So you don't have to recalculate those either. So what do you actually have to recalculate and do painful work to? Nothing. Your range and your standard deviation stay the same. The mean, median, and mode, you go back to your original mean, median, and mode. You add 5 or whatever case value to it, and you're done. It's that simple. Let's keep it going here. So, transformations using addition. We'll find the mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation of a data set obtained after adding 7 to each value. So first, we're going to show us a couple different roads to get there. The first road is they're going to find the mean, median, mode, range, standard deviation of the original data set. So here's our original data set, and they're going to take and, oh, looks like we need to be using the graphing calculator on this one. It says to quickly calculate the mean, the X with the line over it, the median, MED, and the standard deviation, that's going to be the fancy little O looking thing, and the range of a data set. Enter the data as L1 on your graphing calculator, and then press the stat, right arrow, enter, and enter. Subtract the minimum and the maximum to find the range. So what's that going to actually look like? Well, we're not going to take in this time. I'm not going to do it on the graphing calculator. I'm just going to show you how it ends up coming out. Actually, maybe we need to. Yeah, we probably need to. So let me go back and we're going to do that. Okay, stand by. Alright, so I went ahead and created a new list, and this is list 5 in my calculator, and just show you what I mean. I'm going to hit Clat, I'm going to hit the edit, and you can see I've got several different lists going now that I pre-programmed in for this lesson. I just missed list 5 for this particular list. So I put it in as list 5, and now if I want to take and find that data, I'm going to hit the stat button. Let's move that cursor out of the way. I'm going to use a right arrow to get to calc. And then I'm going to do the one variable stats. And what list do I need? Well, their instructions didn't show us real well. I need list 5. So I'm going to hit the second button. I'm going to hit the list button. I'm going to use the arrow to choose list 5. Now I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to hit enter again. And right there, you can see the mean given to us, but we're missing all that other information. How did we find that other information again? Well, if you recall, we're going to take and go down. I hit enter one more time. I went down, and right there, you have the minimum, you have the maximum, and you have the median. And how do you find the range? You subtract the minimum the minimum 4 from the maximum 14, and that's going to give you your range of 10. So now that we've seen that on the graphing calculator, let's look at the same thing on our Desmos calculator. Now this is going to be list X3 for me because, like I said, I pre-programmed some lists earlier. So to do the Desmos calculator, I'm hit plus function. I'm going to go to my functions, and I'm going to hit that stat button right there, stats. And what list is it in Desmos? It is X shift underscore 3, and right there, the minimum, the median, the maximum. To find the range, we're going to subtract the minimum from the maximum, but I also needed to know the mean, so I'm going to hit plus another function. I'm going to go to my functions again, under statistics, I'm going to hit the mean, X shift underscore 3, and there's the mean of 9. Same thing we got using the other calculator. So jumping back to this, the mean is 9, the median is 8, the mode, which, oh, we didn't find the mode. Let's see if either one of those showed us a mode. So I don't think the one did. I don't think this one showed us a mode here of 8, so it's not down there in the bottom. Let's scroll up here, and it's not showing me a mode there either. It shows me the mean of 9, but it's not showing me the mode. The Desmos calculator will find the mode, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if we've got a mode function here. So I'm going to hit plus function, and I'm going to go to functions, and nope, it won't find the mode either. So you're just going to have to find the mode on your own, where you're hand counting the different ones to find out which one of the data values occurred most often. So Enough on that. Let's jump back over here. The standard deviation. Well, how do we find the standard deviation? If we were to go over here, the standard deviation is right here at 3.3. If we want to find the standard deviation on my Desmos calculator, that means I'm going to go to the, where's it at here? It's under stats. And we've got to find the standard deviation right there of what? X shift underscore 3. And right there, oop, that gave us a little bit different standard deviation. That's right, because we're not, what they're calling standard deviation in the textbook is not the real standard deviation. So instead of that, let's take and see there was a different one where we'll go function here. We'll go functions, and our stat, it wasn't standard deviation, it was, let's try this one and see if that gives us the same. X shift 3, oh, no, shift underscore 3, and that gave me 3.3. Is that the standard deviation they came up with either? It is indeed. So that's the way you're going to find the standard deviation that the textbook wants using Desmos, is by doing the standard deviation P, which is the standard deviation of the population. So little different. Not much, but it is a little bit different. Now, jumping back over here, we're going to use this data to find out what the new values are going to be. And that's going to be just stupid easy. All we have to do is add 7 to the mean, the median, and the mode, and that's it. So to find the mean, we're going to do 9 plus 7 is 16. The median, which is 8 plus 7 is 15. And the mode, 8 plus 7 is also going to be 15 again. The range is unchanged. The standard deviation is unchanged. That's doing method 1. To do method 2, you have to do it a little bit more painfully. You have to take and add 7 to every one of these data values. After you add 7 to every one of those, then you're going to take and put the new, every one of these data values here to get these new data values down here. Then you got to type those new data values in to your calculator and do the same exact process to find the mean, median, mode, and standard deviation I showed you before. Now, if you only have a couple data values, not a big deal. If you have a whole bunch of data values, then you have to say, all right, 13 plus 7 is 21, 15 plus 7 is 12, 8 plus 7 is 15. That can get pretty old. Just go and type in your original data set, and then after you type in your original data set, add 7 to the mean, median, and mode, boop, done. It's that simple. Okay, no reason to have to add 7 to every one of these when method 1 is going to get it for you quicker and much less painfully. I think we're off to a really good start here. What else do we have? Let's see, this is going to be a brand new problem. So we're going to take and end this video, since we're up to almost 13 minutes here now, and we're going to start this next one on video number 2.